I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the No Politics Week on the Armageddon Update. The end of the world. Oh, it's going to happen one day, and they say that only cockroaches and Chuck Norris will survive. But I would like to add another name to that list. Bruce Springsteen, who at 72 years old hasn't retired, he hasn't gone to rehab, he hasn't broken up the band, he hasn't had numerous kids with countless waitresses. No! The son of a bitch is on tour and kicking ass across the world! What is wrong with you, Springsteen? My God! I mean, listen, it's the music business. If they haven't found you with an addiction and a hooker, is that really rock and roll? Listen, Bruce, I feel bad enough about myself, but now I gotta watch a 72-year-old man blowing the roof off arenas while at the same time raising money for food banks and still putting out music that means something. Goddamn, half of your band could fill a retirement home, yet they still rock harder than any band in the last 30 years. You got two guitarists whose birth certificates need to be carbon dated. Yet Nils Lofgren still shreds as hard as Prince. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Let's go down the history of this American icon and why he's a pain in the ass, because he takes away all your excuses to be lazy and be a hump scrolling TikTok. He sold 140 million records, 20 Grammy Awards, 2 Golden Globes, an Academy Award, and a Tony Award. He's in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the Gravelly Voice Hall of Fame. He was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Barack Obama in 2016, and I think that was for a podcast. And the National Medal of Arts by President Joe Biden in 2023. My God, the man has been rocking since the early 70s. And he's now still rocking arenas worldwide in his early 70s. He doesn't just do songs about nothing. The man takes it on. Philadelphia, about AIDS, 41 shots, about cops killing innocent people. Born in the USA, about the trouble with America. He's so annoying, he's actually an artist. The amazing thing about the Boss Scooter, or Bruce, or whatever you want to call him, is that he proves it all night. Oh, he's on fire. And every time I have seen him, it's like he doesn't already know that he's Bruce Springsteen. And he wants you to believe that he is Bruce Springsteen. I've never seen a man go so hard on stage. Look, we live in a world of half-assed grifters telling us they're the best, smartest, richest, strongest. But if they were, they wouldn't have to tell us. We'd know. The amazing thing about Bruce Springsteen is he doesn't just know he's all of those things. He's going to make sure you never forget it.
You have just seen the hot style, the pants style, the worst style, the hard rock, the booty shake, the earthquake, the love making, lying, taking, insulating, justifying, death-defying, legendary.
So all of you, get rid of the "What would Jesus do" bracelet, because people say this guy was sent by Jesus.
I think he's been sent from above.
He was put in here for a reason.
He is a gift from God.
I truly believe that was divine intervention in 16.
Instead, you need to get a "What would Bruce Springsteen do" bracelet. You know, like Jesus wears. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Yeah! Ho, 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 I'm on fire. You know what, man? Once in a while, we gotta have a positive, just like Armageddon Update. It just makes you feel better, Oh, this is USA! I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And again, after hearing it, I think we all feel a little worse about ourselves. Mr. Springsteen, I'm going to ask you this one time. Just take a break, do something wrong. Maybe not inspire us once so we can go, yeah, he's just like us. With me as always, the lovely bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
There could be only one.
Which is another part of the problem.
The problem is it's such a bummer when you. So just so you know, the reason I did the Bruce Springsteen Armageddon update is because Highlander's been going. We talk about Trump every week, and I think we're all tired of talking about it. At what point? Why do we give a guy who's basically in court? We have a presidential candidate in court for banging a porn star, lying about it to get elected. So why not talk about something positive? And when you
falsifying business records
to get himself elected,
and they're the same age, right? I think Bruce and Trump
72. Bruce is 72,
no,
so Trump's like
78.
70.
Okay,
and not dropped one good album. Not even a good single. It's amazing to me when I did the Armageddon update when I heard that. I didn't know this, but Born in the USA got 7 top 10 singles. What?
I just imagined something that you might normally say, but you didn't. And then I was laughing at the thing that you didn't say. Well, you said not dropped one good album, and I thought that was like a perfect Highlander poop joke.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And he did it. So
he's not dropping anything because he's wearing Depends. Boom, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm trying to get over the poop jokes. Like,
are you really?
You come down on us, okay? Like mom. You're being mom. Mm-hmm. And we get in big trouble.
Just first part, the Stallone thing we did. She looked at us like we were the dumbest people.
Is that still up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
you guys haven't seen this piece of artistic brilliance.
Yep.
I will say, whose idea was it?
Okay. See?
So I'm not without guilt or blame.
It wasn't your idea.
Yeah, it was. On the podcast.
The first part was your idea?
On the podcast. You made me watch first. He always forgets what I contribute. We watched that movie together, and
now women through history.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody just said this.
The first woman detected
one of my girlfriends was
change.
just saying this to me. She just said, do you know it usually takes him 5 times to completely forget talking about something I came up with to forget that I came up with it? Who was it? I have a feeling I have to know who it was because based on context. Anyway, so we watched that movie and you were like, that was a great movie. That's him. He's still killing it. And I was like, he's like 1,000. Mm-hmm. There is no way any of that was happening without a lot of farting because I was hanging out with my grandma all the time. And it's a thing. Yeah. She can't help it. Yeah. She would ask for help out of the car. I'd boost her up out of the seat. Sorry, So if she laughed, she staccato farted. It was like, so I started saying that to you. Of course, once you knew, I thought it was hilarious throughout the rest of the movie. Whenever he would turn slowly to look at someone threateningly, he would do the fart noises. So I love that movie because he was narrating. And then you guys took about 4 days of your lives.
I can't. It was worth it. It was one of the. I think I would say there's it's my Mount Everest. Would you say it was our Mount Everest here at the podcast?
Yes.
That we have climbed it. We've reached the summit, and we.
You made fun of me during the movie. You kept saying you're an idiot. You're 5.
At one point, Highlander are laughing so hard.
It was really painful.
I have a video of the two of you laughing so hard on my Instagram.
I'm not proud of all of me.
You guys were.
Tears.
But I have
never seen you cry. He cried for 3 days straight.
Rambo,
so please go watch First Fart.
Rambo First Fart.
It was a collab.
It's not. We're not our most intellectual moment, but probably one of our best. Mm-hmm. So here's the thing. So Springsteen. So when you think you're accomplishing something in life, you're proud of yourself. You want to really bring yourself down. Go to Springsteen's catalog or go to his history. Not only did the dude. Do you remember 9/11? Let's talk about this. Do you remember 9/11?
What? What was?
Oh, this is really beautiful. Yeah.
He dropped the Rising and it kind of healed.
Because do you remember the story?
Because he was walking and said, Bruce, we need you now. Some guy just yelled out.
He was walking on Atlantic Shore or something.
Yeah, he was walking on. Yeah, he was on Atlantic City.
You could still see the smoldering.
And he goes, Bruce, we need you now more than ever. And so he wrote The Rising.
One of the greatest albums ever written
in American history.
You're right.
That afternoon.
And he's like, yeah, man, I'll get on it, man. I gotta go get Patty a sandwich. And then I'll
that album, man, when he plays The Rising at concerts, oh my gosh, it is moving.
And that's another thing.
And then it's got You're Missing on it.
Oh, everything.
That's The Rising with Yes, You're Missing. Oh, that's Devil's in the Mailbox. Come on.
Yeah.
I can't listen to that song because of my mom. What else is on there? Is that Wrecking Ball?
No,
Wrecking Ball's
was
next.
Wrecking Ball was his own album. It's not every song on the album. So Springsteen's had these pinnacles, like some of the early stuff. Like I've learned to play it on the guitar now, and and I apologize to Ray for that again. But just the lyrics, and I was trying to think why. Well, if you compare Springsteen to all great artists, and I'm glad we're doing a positive podcast about great people as opposed to scumbags.
Yeah.
It all ends up being in the writing. It's all, if you look at it, it's all in the writing, the songwriting and the lyric writing. Every great band, give me a great band that had shitty writing and shitty, it's like where you were just like, people have had one hit.
Yeah, one hit wonders. Yeah, but they're great too. Some melodically, they're great.
Are we not even going to talk about how he looks at 72?
Okay, there you go. That's two.
That's also lyrics.
He even makes, he has a tiny paunch. Still looks good.
He's 72.
You need to do some sit-ups. There
He
you go,
looks
Bruce.
insane.
Yeah, at 72, you got to have a six-pack. Let's read.
Okay, I just need
Let's
you to show
redo-
this picture.
I wouldn't open my
I just need
my
you
chest.
to insert this picture from a photo shoot he did before this tour. I mean, I don't think anybody has
Listen,
anything
I can
to
look
say.
like that if he works Photoshop enough. No, but he does. He looks great. So we went and saw him. We've seen him a bunch of times. And I will say this, and we talked about it after the concert. So many people do their job to a certain extent. They get to a place in their job where they're good at it. They know they're good at it. They have some reputation at it. And I'm talking any job where people know that you're good at your job. And what ends up happening is it just becomes a job. It just ends up being, this is what I do. I want everybody to take a minute, whatever you do, whether it's if it's picking up garbage, man. Do you realize that you make sure that the streets are like literally safe to live on and safe to drive on? So Springsteen has never forgotten what he does, and I've said it before. I've never seen a guy literally. He could go out on a rascal. He could roll out on a rascal, play with a xylophone, a kid's xylophone. And just ding, 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 ding. And you'd be like, you'd be nuts.
Yes.
And he doesn't.
He was raised Catholic. He said that it was his Catholic upbringing, not his political ideology, that influenced most of his music. He said his faith gave him a very active spiritual life, but made it very difficult sexually.
So he was an altar boy?
He said, once a Catholic, always a Catholic.
Yeah. But that's also some of the lyrics. There's classic lines from "Is a dream alive? It don't come true, or is it something worse?" There's lines after line, and by the way, there's deep cuts that have some of the best writing you've ever seen in songwriting. And then, but that aside, look, everybody can write songs. There's a lot of guys that are there's a bug.
Don't kill it.
We need it.
Can I say something? I have to get in sidebar. My wife, who I love to death, saved a fly.
I always say flies.
Yesterday. Wow. No, caught him and took him outside.
With chopsticks? How did you catch a fly?
Exactly.
What is wrong with you? With his nails?
Well, the ones I usually catch, I catch in a paper towel and don't squeeze and release. Well, this guy was on his back on the kitchen counter yesterday. So I scooped him up and I thought we had lost him, but we had a little bit of leg movement. And I was like, oh, thank God. So I took him outside, put him in the shade.
Defibrillated him.
And then I got water in the paper towel and squeezed cold water next to him and he put him on his legs and he instantly dragged himself into the water. And then a little while later, he was gone. So
he died like 18 minutes later, though.
Him.
He was, no.
You drowned him in a drop of water.
They can't swim. They're not mosquitoes.
Deep. He was standing in it, you idiots. I tried to save a lizard. I cried over a lizard I clocked with an umbrella last week. That was touch and go at my house for a while. He was bleeding. I just felt awful.
How'd you clock him with an umbrella?
Remember, I was
Where are you living?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! You're in the Southern California
were you in, like,
Valley, right?
We
The deserts of
like
England?
crazy.
Like, what were you using an umbrella for?
Not one of those, but like our big
For a drink. It was for a drink.
outdoor light up, the big thing. And I was trying to get it ready before the girls' party, and I was frantic because I had 1 hour and my hair was still in balls, no makeup. The dogs were still at the groomer. I was trying to read these Chinese instructions that did not make sense.
It's really weird as my balls are still in hair.
I get it.
Go see Rambo First Part, people.
I'm sorry.
I get it up and I walk away and I hear and I turn around because I didn't have the stand right. and this very heavy thing fell over, and I go and I lift it up, and there is a lizard missing a tail, and he's bleeding out of his eye, and he's frozen. And I'm like, I have killed him. Well, come to find out, most of the lizards are missing their tails. I don't know why in our backyard, but he wasn't bleeding from his tail, so I don't own that. But I thought I killed him. So I gave him water, and he was very scared of me, and he didn't move. And I think maybe he was just not moving because of me. But I rung his bell, is what I'm saying.
This hoe tried to kill me.
So I gave him 20 minutes of rest, and then I went back and he was gone. So
This is
he lived.
like Noah's Ark. This is like your house is like an infirmary for the animals.
She's like Klutzy Snow White.
Yeah, exactly.
She damages them and then saves them.
Let me tell you what I did yesterday.
Oh, shit. Very nice. Thank you for demonstrating.
Oh. You don't keep paper towels around here for such a thing? He's not usually drunk, he said.
So go ahead.
I gotta tell Ken because you heard about it, but Klutzy Snow White is probably about right.
It's one of the best stories I think I've heard in a long time. I laughed.
Listen,
when something is so funny that you can tell me over the phone without demonstrating it, and I can't stop laughing, that's a good story.
I called you actually immediately and we laughed about it, but I'm always doing stuff like that. I fell at Jen's 50th rooftop birthday party in Hollywood. I was talking to people, of course, so I had to have their attention.
Right.
As I stepped away and hooked my heel into my right, because it was a 70s party I had on bell bottoms. My heel got stuck in my right pant leg and I went over face forward. It was really bad.
So you got to hear what you did. She went to the doctor's yesterday and
I had to go get blood drawn, and I am leaving, and the waiting room is crowded. It's so crowded that the nurse was saying, we got to get through these people. They're getting mad. So it's very crowded. And I have a purse over my arm and a long strap that hangs off of it. And I'm very cool. I'm walking through the people, and I go through the door, and it starts going clang, bong, bing. And I turn around and I have hooked one of the big heavy black chairs with my purse strap.
She's been dragging the
and
chair.
dragged it out the door.
She's been dragging it through
So
the waiting
already
room.
I have their attention. Usually I
How
laugh.
long?
I didn't laugh this time. So I decided I was going to be really cool, and I was going to karate kick the chair back.
You're going to Fonzie it back to where it goes, right?
Exactly.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
So I unhooked my strap.
Like in a car
I
parking.
go to kick the chair, the vacuum stopper releases, and the door closes on my leg.
While it's through the door.
About eye height, just my ankle
Cue the
and my
circus music.
sparkly tennis shoes are stuck in the door. I give up. I called my sister. My sister was like, you got to stop. She's sick. She's like, I'm coughing. You got to stop. And her husband said, wow, so it runs in the family.
It is.
So then I texted my brother, because this is my mom, 100%. My mom was an artist, and she sometimes we were just like with my mom. So my brother goes, oh yeah, don't you remember last month when we were serving that warrant with I think it was with the marshals, but my brother's Homeland Security, and they're all running. He goes, it is pure adrenaline. Guys are like, they're like yelling. My brother has the battering ram, and he starts charging up the yard because this thing weighs about 40 pounds. So they always give it to him. They're all yelling. He hits a tree root, trips, falls face forward, lands on the battering ram, which was not easy. Then he said he had so much adrenaline that he just jumps up and takes off. They all get to the door, and they're like,
he battering rammed it himself.
The battering ram is still by the tree. He's like, shit, and runs back. Yeah. So runs in my family is what I'm saying.
A really inopportune time to have a klutzy moment, honestly.
Yeah, but if you're my mother's child, it's bound to happen. And my grandmother.
Speaking of klutzy moment, back to Bruce Springsteen, I can connect it. Bruce Springsteen.
What did I do?
In the entire
the
entire time I've seen concerts, I've seen him live, I've seen it video. I have never seen Bruce Springsteen miss a step.
No.
At the beginning or in the middle of the last tour before he quit for a little while because he had also the man walked on stage, fell down on his back, and just said, "Good night, everybody."
It's bound to happen. He runs. Yeah. He's holding a guitar. Sometimes he's got a harmonica here. And he does 3 to 4 hour shows.
Yeah, we saw him he did 3 hours and 30 minutes.
And he's up and down steps, down risers, and I've never seen him misstep until you told me that happened. And I thought, well, there was his one.
It's amazing for somebody who's had that long of a career to not have scandals, to not have.
That's what I was looking up. I'm looking up. There's nothing.
He really hasn't even fucked up even saying anything.
Well, that's what I said. That's what I said in the update. Like, dude, we're supposed to have a mugshot of you.
Just a human.
Well,
Just be a human.
We did have the tequila motorcycle thing 2 years ago during COVID.
Yeah, but he was out. Okay, so here's how cool. Even his fuck ups are perfect.
So just think about this for a second, because don't you have an insight story to that just make sure you don't tell, because sometimes we know more than than was publicized.
Right.
But it was actually even nicer than what was publicized, because I forget what they said, but they ticketed him.
He got a ticket. He was riding his motorcycle, which is extra cool, on his own. No security, just Bruce Springsteen.
No helmet. He's probably shooting a video.
Just cruising. Just cruising. Meet some fans, see some fans like at a national park, right? It was like somewhere, yeah. And they go, "Hey man, you want to do a shot of tequila?" He's like, "Yeah, I guess so. Sure, I'll do a shot of tequila." Cop shows up and gives him a ticket for, I forget what the ticket was. You have it?
Disorderly conduct.
No, he was cool to the cop too. But listen, do you know who the dickhead in this story is? The cop. That's Bruce Springsteen.
Who's just trying to do something nice with fans.
Who's trying to be cool to his fans.
Who's not drunk.
He's not drunk. He's on his bike, and you still wrote, someone said, someone said the cop wanted the ticket with his signature on it.
Totally.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, at one point, the cop's going, "No, this is memorabilia. I'm not even going to turn this in."
That's not even a thing. I feel like the most controversial thing is like the song Born in the USA is not quite about pro USA.
So tell this.
Yeah, not quite.
It's not quite.
So go back, search if you guys don't know.
Born down in a dead man's town.
The original, before they popped it up, search the original
on tracks,
Born in the USA. It doesn't sound anything like what people
He's
think
using this crazy guitar, and it's dark and slow, and you can really understand what this. It's not an anthem.
Yeah.
Born down in a dead man's town.
It's a critique. Just like
right.
What's Woody Guthrie's song?
Bruce Springsteen rarely comes out against anything.
Yeah.
Reagan came out when it was 84. Reagan was running. And this is how cool the dude is. This is the president of the United States. And he comes out and he goes, "Well, I just want, just like Bruce Springsteen, I was born in the USA." Springsteen like, "Hey, maybe you should listen to the song, dipshit," because it doesn't say what you'd think it says.
That's how much of a national treasure he is. Presidents look forward to meeting him.
Presidents can't believe, he helped Obama get elected. He really did. He showed up. That's another thing too. You got to compare the president that none of us like with Obama. Do you remember Obama's inaugural? It was like the best. It was like taking Live Aid, We Are the World, the concert for Africa, and put it all together in one.
Like Einstein came back from the dead. It was amazing.
Man, it was it was crazy. It was and everybody played. And if you didn't get a spot on it, you would be, "Oh God, you got to play for Obama." And then Springsteen closes it with Jay-Z. Come on.
See, I look at it as I think you're saying that he's an inspiration. Like, it's like, don't quit, right? Because
keep going. Yeah,
go till you can't go anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Because here's the thing. He proves that you can.
Yeah. And
it's all mindset. So here's another proof of mindset. So people don't know. We do have some insight. So we found out before, Bruce Springsteen doesn't cancel shows. Just doesn't. He just doesn't do it. I talked to him once. Oh, he got sick. Oh, yeah, the one time the one time he called me, name drop. He said he canceled the show when they were in Europe, and I said, "What the hell?" And he goes, "Oh man, I got sick. I lost 10 pounds in 3 days." So that's what it takes for Bruce Springsteen to cancel a show. So this last tour he did, not the one we just saw, because he's doing the finish dates for it. He stopped. He just said, "I have to stop. I have to go home." Mm-hmm. He had been performing with not peptic ulcers. Yeah, he'd been performing with peptic ulcer disease for like 4 months. He was and gut pain is the worst. Gut pain's connected to your brain. Gut pain is the worst. If your gut hurts, your life is over that day. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he kept doing 3-hour shows.
Jesus Christ.
And so it's all mindset. So when people say I can't because, or I that won't work, or that won't. I mean, if you look at Bruce Springsteen, his first 2 albums critically acclaimed like crazy. Didn't sell that many albums.
A lot of them are.
But the first 2 didn't.
He also did Springsteen on Broadway. So
right.
then he performed on Broadway
Right.
for a while and would pop over to the White House. Remember to do
Just pop on over.
acoustic shows for the Obamas?
Yeah.
You know, like we all do.
Mhm.
Just on Broadway, just pop on over.
Yeah,
You know,
Titus, go do a set.
private plane, just head on down. Yeah, exactly. That's what it would be like.
But if you look at all the albums, Devils and Dust, I mean, some of the best artists of all times have covered him, and he just keeps going. And the reason I wanted to do a Springsteen one, because Highlanders wanted me to not do a political one, but also I want you guys to know that whatever you do, a buddy of mine called me the other day. His life, he's upset. He's upset about his life. He's like, it just doesn't working out. It doesn't seem to work out. And I was like, and I know this guy. This guy's brilliant. He's the head of a giant agency in California. The California government takes down big giant companies. And he just needed his life framed differently.
Mhm.
So sometimes if you're feeling bad about your life, frame your life differently.
Mm.
So I go, dude, do you realize you take down major corporations that are polluting our air and water? Like, you're saving children's lives. There's mothers that don't have birth defects when they give birth because of you. Do you get that?
Yeah.
There's healthy children because of you. There's people that aren't getting cancer because of you. Do you get that?
Yeah.
I go, you're like a superhero. And like, there was this long pause. And he was like, wow, I never thought of it like that. Yeah, dude, it's just a job to you, but it's not just a job.
Yeah, like you forget. Like sometimes
You
you forget what you did, what you started to do it for, and you don't see it like you're saying. You have to step aside. You have to step back outside of yourself and go, okay, have some gratitude and see I'm doing good things. This is people like this. I should keep going.
Right, and he was complaining about the people he worked with, and I said, why don't you inspire them? They're part of that. They're part of literally stopping people dying from pollution.
Yeah.
And you're the head of that.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh shit, right.
Yes.
Is
there a bigger reason to
right.
Springsteen has had a career that has spanned over 6 decades. As of
and he's only 72. His first band was 14.
Letter to You, when it reached number 2 in the United States, which just came out in 2020.
Great album,
He's done another one since then, Only the Strong Survive. But Letter to You reached number 2 in the US, making Springsteen the first artist in all time to release a top 5 album across 6 consecutive decades.
He's got chills. That's craziness.
That's insane.
Damn.
It's craziness.
That is insane.
He's gotten 20 Grammys, 18 Grammys, some crazy number. He's got
he's
I still can't believe
sold more than 71 million albums and over 140 million worldwide. He is the 27th best-selling artist of all time. He's earned 20 Grammys, 2 Golden Globes, an Academy Award, and a Tony Award. He was inducted into the Songwriters...
I was feeling good for a minute.
Again.
I'm helping you reframe. He was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He received Kennedy Center honors. He was named MusiCare's Person of the Year. He was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Obama and the National Medal of Arts by Joe Biden. In 2010, Rolling Stone ranked him 23rd on its list of the 100 greatest artists of all time and called him the embodiment of rock and roll. I'd love to know who they put ahead of him.
Where's that katana blade?
I would say exactly. So we're all gonna commit some good and end it. The one thing about Springsteen is that, and some people don't give him his due, but 6 decades of at every decade, there's stuff from every decade. I don't know if you have a Springsteen. I don't even know if you like him that much, but I got into the weirdest album at the weirdest time. I went and saw the concert, Born in the USA, with my girlfriend at the time, Louise.
Wheezy.
And
she was 97.
She got free. She was
Louise?
5 years older than me.
When's the last time you
I was
met a
19
baby
and she was
named
25.
Well, I mean, this was popular in the 50s?
Oh my God.
Dwight Slade used to do this bit about when was the last time you met a baby named Larry, and he and I just thought that was the funniest thing ever. So now
what's the baby's name? If someone said, "What's the baby's name?" Larry. Like, wow, I don't. Okay, that's child abuse. That's actually child abuse right there. So we go see Springsteen, and it's weird because she had gotten the tickets for free, and she didn't give a shit. She wanted to go, and I'm like, he was
changed your life.
He was doing at the end of it. He was doing that. Springsteen does this thing at the end where he basically takes the best rock songs in history, and there's this twist and shout medley of all these old rockers.
Yeah,
and you can't stop. Like, okay, we'll put a video in here. There's a video of me at the concert we just went to where I stopped drinking in January, to take a year off. I look drunk. Her and I are dancing with a friend of ours, and I look hammered. That's how intense into the music. So he does this thing, and she wanted to go, and I'm like, I'm not. We are on the 4 hours and 15 minutes of this. I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
If he's going to stay
she
here,
wanted to leave before.
She wanted to leave before the end.
I love the E Street Band closer that he does. And it's changed over the years. Now it includes Viagra taken.
Yeah. Viagra taken. Yeah.
Give it like an example.
Oh man, we could probably play it.
It goes on and on and on.
You have just seen the world shaking, earth quaking, Viagra taken,
booty shaking,
shaking.
It just goes on and rhymes and rhymes, and the whole place is going nuts. And then at the end,
and then he goes boom, and the whole crowd goes, "Hey, straight."
He's
amazing.
getting upset. He loves them. This episode brought to you by Butcher Box. Had Butcher Box this weekend, actually. My brother, my other brother that you guys don't know, Jeffrey, came from Denver. I first met him. He works at Comedy Works and with Wendy, my sister, and he came and he is a meat eater. Titus and I were like, we're going to get salads. And he was like, no. We're going to have martinis and eat 1,000 pounds of meat. And so, and Manhattans and Negronis, which I told him he had to call the N-word. Jeffrey is black, by the way. So we had steak and it was Mr. Titus grilled it. He was very nervous. It was probably the most incredible steak I have ever eaten in my life.
Amazing.
Thank you, YouTube, for making me not ruin it.
Oh yeah.
We usually, if we so rarely eat steaks, but if we do, it's the New York strip. We had Butcher Box filet mignons out too, but he likes ribeye and holy shnikes. By the way, I saw a guy yesterday. I thought it was a joke. I sent it to Jeffrey. It's a viral steak recipe where the guy starts in a pan, and I thought it was your butter basting.
Yeah.
16 sticks of butter for one ribeye in the pan. Then you let it almost boil in there. Then you fire up the cast iron skillet and sear both sides. I was waiting for the bit. The guy's not kidding. At the end, he sits down and eats it, and he says, "I promise this will be the best steak you've ever had."
Yeah, of course. By the way, you could look. I have some tires here that if we fried it in 16 sticks of butter, we're good. Delicious. Yeah, this is the best Goodyear I have ever eaten in my life.
Butcher Box. The thing that's great about it, why it tastes so different, is it's high quality meat and seafood that you can trust. It's 100% grass fed beef, free range organic chicken, which makes a huge difference in taste. The pork is raised crate free, and the seafood is wild caught, which we've discussed. Humanely raised. They don't add antibiotics, no antibiotics or added hormones. It's delivered right to your step. You don't have to go anywhere. You can pick it out. And that's what I did. Last time I got steaks, I got scallops, I got
Scallops,
ground turkey, ground chicken, a whole chicken, because I picked my own box. So they have boxes already picked, or you can drag and drop what you want in yours, and it'll tell you how many things you can get based on whatever box you choose. It's an insanely great value. I mean, don't you think? It's crazy.
Yeah, I would even suggest get the staples, but also try their extra things.
What do you get? Let's talk about what you and Wyatt get.
I always get the steak. I always get the chicken breasts. I always get the ground meat. Then the extra things I've done the hot dogs, sausages. I've done the sausage patties.
Oh yeah,
I got the bag of patties.
Yeah. And how was that? I almost got that.
Oh, they're amazing.
What did you just do them for breakfast?
I did, and lunch and dinner. And I would make little sandwiches.
You can get a whole bag
so
of
good
sausage patties and just pull it out and seal that bag shut, right?
Yep,
so you
good
don't
to
have
go.
To, slice.
Yeah, unless you eat them all in one sitting.
What'd you do?
The convenience of it's crazy.
Yeah,
that it delivers to your house. It's packed in dry ice, which is awesome.
He loves the dry.
And then you just put it away, and so you're like, you know what, we want to have for dinner. I don't know. Let's go to the freezer.
Let's go
and
shop
bang.
in the freezer.
Yes,
it is. That does make it pretty insanely awesome. So sign up at butcherbox.com/Titus, and you'll get our special deal. ButcherBox is offering our listeners at a special deal plus $20 off your first order. Join today using this link, butcherbox.com/Titus, and use promo code Titus to get this deal.
One question, Ray. When a horse runs, what's the word when a horse runs? What do you call that?
Trot.
Gallop.
I think that's.
Yeah.
How do you say when you make a phone
call?
Cow. It's not right.
I'm not going to give this up.
Scallops.
It's scallops. I'm on team scallop.
We were
There's
in
no
New
O in
England.
it.
How do you say the thing that Groucho likes to play with every night?
Bal?
I think, yeah,
He likes
because
it- he
the
likes it.
letters
We
are the
were
same.
in New England, and somebody
Right,
said
just because
scallops to
they're
him,
different
and he
words.
turned and looked at me, and he goes, "Okay, maybe you're right." But now we're off that again.
People
Now,
in New England say the weirdest shit all the time. They
Uh-huh.
change. They make words up as they go.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to admit that.
They can sound different.
you're
with the same spelling.
killing me.
English major just furious. So let's talk
I
about.
wanted to say this. Can I say this
Yep.
really fast? Because usually it'll say what the offer is. So I just wanted to go look it up. I put
Okay.
the link in. You can choose right now. So that's why. Right now, when I entered the link, you can choose free salmon for a year, 2 pounds of wild caught Alaskan sockeye free in every order
Wow.
for a year, free steak tips for a year. I have those. I got those. I haven't made them yet. And free chicken breasts for a year. That's 3 pounds of free range organic chicken breast for free in every order. So you get
You
to
get to pick one of those.
plus $20 off. Yeah, it's pretty super sweet. Okay, carry on.
Shoot, sweet.
I went and looked at Rolling Stones. They have been changing that list, but they haven't touched the top 20 because I'm very curious who they put in front of Springsteen. The Beatles, Bob Dylan, and Elvis Presley are 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
See,
what I thought.
I
Bob
would,
Dylan?
but I would say this though. I would say Springsteen did a better version of Bob Dylan and then added the rock part of it.
Hey, then, hey, then, hey. Like what? What?
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
also,
But
how
the
can
lyric-
you,
but
with
wait,
someone
stop.
with hindsight, 6 decades? Now, some of these people were like, come and gone.
Now hold on a second.
Because I think sometimes there is what's the false equivalency? What's the thing where people get a reputation that's bigger than their actual talent? And I think Bob Dylan has got that. There was an interview I saw with him recently, and he said, one of the guys in 60 Minutes said, "Could you write those songs again?" And he goes, "Nah."
Did he say, nah?
He-
Top 10, they put the Stones. Okay. They've had a
Okay.
probably similar length of career. Chuck Berry. I mean, no.
He had like 3 songs, and they were all the same song.
Right.
Yeah, it's one
Jimi
song.
Hendrix, James Brown. Okay, I'll give you James Brown.
Yep.
Little Richard. Nah.
Well,
Aretha
Little Richard.
Franklin and Ray.
I was the architect of rock and roll.
Ray Charles. I'd give you Ray Charles for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't agree.
Here's the problem with lists is that especially when it comes to art, whether it's comedians or music or anything, painters, anything, it is all subjective. A bunch of dipshits sat around at Rolling Stone and were like, I like to think I'm better. Bob Dylan, though, however, did make Springsteen. And here's what I mean. Bob Dylan put lyrics and songs together that inspired Springsteen. If you look at Springsteen's earlier work, there's a lot of Blinded by the Light. You could see Bob Dylan singing that. Blinded by the light, so I can do so the roamer in the night.
I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
You can see.
I can't even listen to you do it.
I've actually just been bumped down a middle act.
Yes, exactly. You're off the top 100 comedians of all time.
But Springsteen took that Bob Dylan kind of writing style and then turned it into his own thing. We're all influenced by and at the time, if you remember, Bob Dylan was the biggest artist when Springsteen kind of started. So everybody tried to be Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like Bob Dylan he didn't last a long time, right? Like as far as like
He's still around. Yeah, he's still playing concerts.
Yeah.
I mean like
And then in the Traveling Wilburys,
I mean
he came back.
making
You were good in that band.
I was.
He was
I mean putting out albums consistently, still selling albums.
Prince isn't in the top 23. Interesting. He did 39
Actually,
albums.
you're right.
He did 39 albums.
You know,
Rolling Stone, by the way, for many years would not cover black artists.
well, you know,
Michael
that,
Jackson was like the
well,
first
they
black
had
artist.
Jimi Hendrix, James Brown, almost all the
Rock
top
and roll,
10
but they
were
would not.
black
They would not
artists.
delve into funk or hip hop at all. They would not. They refused.
Carl Perkins, whoever that is, actually dropped 30 ranks when they revised it in 2011, and some people got booted altogether. That would be
Who got
painful.
booted?
Um,
Christopher Titus off.
Louis Jordan, I don't know who that is, or I don't know. Etta James, that's some bullshit. NWA, what? Miles Davis, come on.
What? Miles Davis got booted off, one of the greatest
Yeah.
artists of all time. Wow.
Ricky Nelson, Martha
Okay,
and the
that's gone.
Vandellas,
Okay.
Roxy Music, and Lee Scratch Perry. They got booted.
Some of those I'm not going to name exactly. It was some of those I can see, but
They did not, in the original, have Pink Floyd, Queen, Metallica, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Jay-Z, Petty, R.E.M., and Talking Heads. They added them in 2011. when
were they
revised it.
drunk?
Yeah, they didn't even consider them.
How is that possible?
Queen.
Pink Floyd?
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd? How do you not? Pink Floyd? How do you get? You know, that's after they got it printed and someone goes, you know who we forgot? Pink Floyd. They went, oh, fuck, it's already out. Shit. We're going to have to redo this.
Oh, Carl Perkins was Blue Suede Shoes.
Yes.
And, Honey, Don't. I like that song.
Patsy Cline on the list?
I don't think so.
Interesting. So women get put behind again.
Well,
Willie Nelson.
Aretha Franklin's in the top 10.
Of course. Agreed.
Who do you want to know?
Prince isn't on the list at all?
I just have to flip through, but I don't think so. Eminem is on it. I get that.
Yeah. But by the way, can I go back to writing? By the way, people, again, if whatever you're doing, take extra time to do it better. Take extra time to fix the lyrics. If you're doing music, if you're painting, take a little extra time to do another layer, make it better. Because it's what I used to do when we did Titus. The reason Titus was laugh out loud funny, the TV shows, because we would get a funny bit and then I would go, what's funnier? And not everybody liked it. And then they got into the habit of it. And then we'd have something funny. We got something funny. Can we beat it? I would say, can we beat it? Can we be funnier? And then invariably, somebody would come up with something. We would all go, that's it. That's it, right? Then we'd all stop and go, that's it. And that's the difference between Springsteen and Right Said Fred.
Because Madonna is 36. Don't at me.
The writing, it gives you longevity, right? So if something is just, you get to the core of something, it's more timeless.
Prince is 27.
Okay, so
in
he's
the
on there.
original, I feel like they said Bruce Springsteen
was 23. Did he move up?
I thought Bruce. Yeah, but anyway, Prince is number 27. But yeah.
How do you come up who's the best of all time? Like, so Springsteen, we just saw Springsteen blow the roof off an arena.
Jerry Lee Lewis beat Springsteen. I saw him perform once in Shreveport. He was very drunk and very angry, and he stood up and kicked over the piano.
That was
bench.
Part of the.
That's his thing.
He did it every show.
He tripped over it and then stumbled off the stage because it was in the district where I had a comedy club and the show had just started and he was supposed to go for another 30 minutes and he walked off the back and was gone. And they were all like scrambling to find somebody, him or somebody to
just that right there should take you off any list.
Exactly.
Yeah,
there's got to be some.
So Springsteen came out.
U2 22
at 72. Did a version of Open All Night that he did like Hot Rod Lincoln, which I talked about that when we first talked about this. Changed it. He's done different versions of his songs throughout his career. He then he took you on every emotional roller coaster, up and down. The band was I've never seen a tighter band. There's no bass player wandering. There's nobody missed a cue. Nobody missed a beat. Nils Lofgren is like this stunning guitarist.
Nils Lofgren is
like, you just can't even, they all watch them like cattle dogs. They're all just like, whatever.
They're incredible people.
Yep.
But you look at how talented like Nils is and Bruce and how kind they are and normal. And I mean, we haven't met them though, but like who said that about the most talented people?
I met Jake one time.
Oh,
very nice.
Was I there?
Yeah, I think it was a passing thing. You were there in the thing talking to somebody else.
I mean, most bands can't even stick together more than 5 fucking
and he's
years.
kept the E Street Band
for
together
60, however long they've been going.
Well, Nils has been in there since 84.
And Nils came late.
That's amazing. I mean, usually they'll
the Eagles even couldn't.
Yeah, they'll break up and then they'll try to get back together, and then it's a big fucking.
If the Eagles weren't on that list, I'm gonna be mad.
Holy crap! That's just the E Street Band alone has been together for 4 years.
Yes.
There's not a band that has lasted that long, unless they had to get back together to pay their mortgage and their property taxes.
That shit doesn't count. Right, exactly.
My plane's getting old.
The guys from Foreigner, or the comparison to Bob Dylan is so interesting because you're right. So Bruce Springsteen was compared to Bob Dylan in the 70s.
He was?
Well, he kind of wrote songs like that.
Yeah, he was like he's the new Dylan.
And I would say Nebraska, in some ways, Nebraska would be a Dylan-esque record, right?
Yeah. Yeah. More like a poetic.
You guys are total Dennis's right now.
Yeah, we're going for it.
Yeah, we're deep on the Springsteen. We're not talking about the Orange Fat Man. We're talking about someone who changed the world for the good.
So Groucho calls him fruit string beans. And our dog down here. And so when I first searched his name when we started the podcast, I searched fruit string bean.
No, you
and
didn't.
it suggested, did you mean Bruce? And I was like, I'm so
Wow.
used to
You are
thinking,
so locked to the dogs.
this episode, I want to tell you guys a story about something, but
Okay.
let me tell you this first. This episode brought to you by Mando, which we could have used last night, which we did not have. It was hot AF last night.
We did a photo shoot last night, yeah.
So Mando is a whole body deodorant. If you aren't already hip to this, it is clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours, which is what? 72 hours?
And by the way, I found the lady who sells it is an actual physician. She's a physician who invented it.
He was very angry at that lady in the commercials.
I wasn't angry at her. I just,
You
I
were
just
kind of upset.
and she actually has studied it. The way it kills bacteria, fights bacteria. I wore it the last time we went snowboarding. I wore it Mando last time we went snowboarding, and I took my you get the end of the day. You've been sweating all day, and I was like, wait, I smell pretty good. Wait.
Am I just a giant foot
Am I dead?
coming out of
Did
here?
I-
Because you're in all those clothes because it's freezing, but inside you're sweating a lot when you start going.
You're just stinking a bag when
Yes,
you snowboard.
it's a
And when I
great
took
time to use
when I took
Mando.
my stuff off, I didn't smell. I didn't smell. It was crazy.
Or Lumi for women. It's a different line, but it's the woman's version. Created by a doctor who saw firsthand how BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. It's powerful enough for your whole body, but gentle enough to put anywhere where you might need it. You can put it on your family jewels, like you were saying, because aluminum free, baking soda free, cruelty free, dye free, and vegan. So you can put it pits, packages, belly buttons, butt
That's
cracks.
pretty. By the way, that's pretty.
Stinky crevices is the phrase you don't like. Stomach folds. Yeah,
Yikes.
stomach folds. We're going to suggest Fitbod next
Yeah.
week to you. But it's safe to use anywhere on your body. And I don't know how it works, but it's sort of magical. You used it for your 13-year-old stinky son.
Yes, my son, who is definitely 13. I feel good about parenting. I feel good, and I'm not
is a good
ashamed
choice.
and embarrassed
Got
as
a
the
hormone
parent.
bubbling out of his skin.
Yeah, he shows up to class. He doesn't smell like all the other teenagers, so his grades will probably go up a little
And
bit.
I'm
girls
sure
might
he
like
stands
him.
out because they all smell bad.
Yeah,
I'm sure everyone's like, what did you tell
He
him?
smells like a candle.
Did you just hand it to him and say,
He smells like a candle. Now, because of Mando, he smells
thank
like
you, Mando. My son smells like a candle.
I heard it. I want to make sure we landed it.
That's great. You just handed it to him and said,
I said, no, you're using this from now on. This is the rules of the house.
and you said yes.
He's like, yeah, okay, great, I'll try it.
Does he notice a difference, or is he just a boy? And
He
goes-
he just lives. He
when
just floats
starts
through life.
Seeing girls, he'll appreciate that you taught him about Mando.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Wyatt got the starter pack.
Yeah.
Because it has
Yeah, he's still
everything
on
in it. It comes with solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant. That's the stuff you can just rub everywhere. And 2 free products of your choice, like the mini body wash or the deodorant wipes, which he has. And you get free shipping. So you get all of that and free shipping. Luckily, we have this discount code, which is Titus. It's going to get you hooked on our favorite smelling whole body deodorant on the market. New customers, you'll get a $5 off that starter pack with promo code Titus. That would equate to over 40% off of your starter pack because it's affordable. So use promo code Titus at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com.
It works. I can confirm.
Your son, your teenage kids will smell like candles.
What a great way. They can trust me. They can be like, we have to use that.
So last night, Jen asked us if we would do a photo shoot, a wedding photo shoot with a wedding photographer, because Jen's an event planner and she wants to.
She has her own business.
Yeah, and she wants to use this hotel in Venice Beach. It's right on the beach for weddings, but she wanted the whole wedding, like me getting ready, us on the balcony from across the street, us in the middle of the street under the Venice Beach sign, us on the beach, us on the rooftop. It's quite a lot.
Grueling.
Good news is we both fit in our wedding clothes, so that was super
hey.
exciting.
Just because advertised, because Fitbod, I put my tux on it's 10 years ago.
You said
Yeah.
it fit
Perfect.
better.
It fit better.
The
and
pants.
then and she got in her wedding dress from 10 years ago, no sweat at all. I was like,
wow.
babe,
Well,
That's awesome.
I did sweat. It was very hot. And
it's
I
4
remember
layers of wedding dress.
it's a Vera Wang dress and it is 4 layers. And I had forgotten how desperate I was on my wedding day to get out of that thing too, because it starts with a boned corset underneath that he had to fasten. And then you start fastening there's
And
like
then you breathe.
2 zipper. It's like a whole thing.
She didn't reach till the end. It was crazy.
No, I didn't breathe. But so we're out and we have champagne. He's not drinking, but we're posing with it. I was drinking. And,
We're on the balcony looking cool, right? You know, we're like she's getting the wedding dress. We're kissing, you know, they're getting good
it's
pictures.
very romantic. And so now we're out in the middle of Venice Boulevard because it's got the Venice Beach sign and the beach is behind us and cars are going by. They see us doing what they think is our wedding day.
Right.
So we're shooting this. There's this sign that kind of arcs across this intersection, right?
Yeah.
So the guy goes, go out in the middle of the intersection. So they have this Venice sign. So we're out there, we're kissing, we're waiting for the lights to go, and then we're going in the middle and doing
and the people are going by, honking, going, yay!
Yay, congratulations!
And we're going, I'm holding up the bouquet going, woo! And we just let people think we were getting married. This grown man, too old to be on a skateboard,
old surfer,
with a speaker
he's
on
got
his
a
shoulder.
boombox, and he's on a skateboard.
Does not try to not get in the picture.
Shorts and tore up Vans.
The whole place is happy, cheering. We're out, we're kissing, click, 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 click. He slowly rolls behind him in the photo and goes, you fucking tool.
fucking tool. I'm in a tux, fucking tool.
So he goes,
yeah, exactly.
So I start laughing and he goes, what did he just say? And I waited until he got safely away and I told him, and to his credit, he laughed really hard. But we have said that to each other over and over. Pure joy and romance and love. Everyone's joining in. You fucking tool.
It's always a fucking heckler.
But also, yeah. I cannot void hecklers no matter where I
So
go.
that level of bitterness is premium.
Yeah, but what is wrong with your life that you see 2 people that look like they've just had the happiest day of their life? They just got married. They accepted each other. You got a boombox from the 80s on a skateboard and you're 60. And
you're the tool.
And I'm
in
the
the
tool.
tux.
I'm the tool. That's just fine. I'm fine being a tool.
Oh, I love it.
Speaking, we got to talk about this great documentary. It's on Netflix. It's about the filming of We Are the World. And
we watched it.
Okay, so
it's really good.
The comparison between Dylan and Bruce Springsteen, because when Bruce eventually did his part, it was like 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
And he fucking crushed it,
Yeah,
right?
it was amazing.
And Bob Dylan, on the other hand,
Bob Dylan was freaking out.
he was completely lost.
What was
Didn't know
that
what
about?
He doesn't even know who he is.
It was anxiety or something, right? He was not doing well.
My ex, who is a specialty at this, can point this shit out in a second. She goes, "Oh, he's on the spectrum." So I was
really?
like, "Oh, yeah, that might make sense."
If you see any interview with Bob
That
Dylan,
would
you would
make
think,
sense there.
yeah. She's a teacher, so she gets it.
He was freaking out and pacing a lot and very nervous about having to do his one part. That he was terrible
to the point where Stevie Wonder, the blind Stevie Wonder,
helps him.
had to show him how to be him.
That's right.
What the fuck? You sing it, and then he did a Bob Dylan impression.
Yeah.
The Eagles are 75.
She's like, no, do it like this.
I finally found the Eagles.
You do it like
They're 75th, and so that's how we know this list is bogus.
Who is?
It's the Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles.
This episode brought to you by Miracle. Miracle made sheets.
Oh.
Pretty freaking awesome sheets. We take our sleep very seriously.
We're using those now.
That is correct.
Yes, those are amazing.
Yes, they are incredible.
You know the sheets when you get into where you're like, oh, these are they're soft and crunchy at the same time.
Oh, that's the perfect
where
blend.
they're just like, it's like the best hotel you've ever checked into. And we check into hotels all the time.
Yes, we do. And their sheets are not like this.
No.
Miracle should get a contract with Marriott hotels.
Because sometimes we're on the road in the hotel sheets and you can see the tag on the mattress through the sheet. That's not a good, that sheet's been, there's too many people slipped on that sheet.
Yeah.
Inspired by NASA, Miracle Made uses silver infused fabric and makes temperature regulating bedding so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long, which is very important for both of us because I am hot and he is not. Here's the thing, I think I told you guys this before that kind of freaks me out. But they are talking about in here that regular bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat.
Oh.
It can lead to acne, allergies, stuffy noses, and that's just really disgusting. Thanks for putting that in my head. But Miracle Made offers an entire line of self-cleaning antibacterial bedding, such as sheets, pillowcases, and comforters, all that can prevent up to 99.7% of bacteria growth and require 3 times less laundry. So you don't have to wash them as often because they have that silver in the fabric.
Interesting.
Don't want to put that in your head, but yeah.
All I know is they're damn good sleeping sheets.
They're,
That's all I'm saying.
as Grandma would say, that's a good sleeping bed.
Yeah.
She would always use the verb for
Yeah.
the bed. Good sleeping. These are good sleeping sheets.
Yep.
So you have to go trymiracle.com/Titus. Trymiracle.com/Titus to try Miracle Made sheets today. Whether you're buying them for yourself or a gift, you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use the promo code Titus at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and
What?
save an additional 20% off. Miracle's also so confident in their product that if for any reason you don't like it, you're not 100% satisfied, you can send it back. You'll get a full refund with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Titus. Use code Titus to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, trymiracle.com/Titus. Go treat yourself.
Really quality stuff. I can't confirm sleeping on them.
And if you're having skin problems, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
She
Something that-
says sadly.
But you've really gotten good at covering it with like your hair. And it looks great. You actually made the covering look sexy. Me, I can't. When I got some over my eye, people are like, what's wrong with your eye?
Yeah.
What's wrong with your eye?
My hair was all curled last night. I don't know what's happening with climate change, but California is humid now. And I walked outside and it just went, whoop,
Your
was just
hair.
completely flat.
Yeah, your hair is like a barometer.
Anybody got I want to talk about favorite Bruce Springsteen songs?
Oh, this is hard.
Right. Well, it's like Prince songs too, though. Like,
Oh, I know it immediately.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. It's the original demo version of The Fever.
Oh,
That
wow.
was
Yeah.
recorded-
Good deep cut. Yeah.
Oh, that was recorded at a radio station. So it's got the Hammond organ in it, and it's just sounded nice and raw. His voice was right up front, like they recorded it in a radio station.
Billy
in
Rardell's
studio.
favorite song, Rosalita.
Rosalie.
I was
Uh-huh.
waiting for that one
Yeah.
to
I can't
come
wait
out.
for it.
I'm looking. I love Badlands. I love Ghost of Tom Joad. I love You're Missing. Although it's heartbreaking, I can't listen to it. I love Spirit of the Night.
Can I go with the genre of Springsteen
no,
song?
What's the one? If I fall behind we played it. We woke up the morning of our wedding, and he said, "I need to get this over with."
I'll wait for you to
because
wait for me.
My father is not here today, and we sat in bed and listened to it and cried.
Oh no.
I can't think of it right now.
I remember if your hand felt on mine on my wedding day, and the tears cried on your shoulder. I couldn't turn away. So much has happened to me that I can't understand. Walk like a man.
Walk Like a Man.
Oh,
Such
dude,
a pretty song.
If you lost your dad, don't play that
Mhm.
song.
No, Souls of the Departed. Come on, if you need to run 6 miles because you're training for a fitness competition and you need to
On
be
the
cranked
road,
up.
the boss was too young, Lieutenant Jimmy Bright.
I used to just run with that in my ears, like, yeah.
So there's a genre of Springsteen songs that I like. I like when he gets serious, and I knew it the second it happened. We were at the concert, and the organ just goes, and I go, they're playing 41 shots, and Billy goes, what? Like it was one note, and then I go, oh no,
You know,
they're playing,
yeah.
and then Morello came up and played that, and then he played Ghost of Tom Joad, but also Philip. Missing Philadelphia, 41 shots. There's this genre of Springsteen when he gets into and gets serious.
Yeah.
Where I'm gonna say some political shit right here without ever saying it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
once you know what the song's about, you're gonna be mad.
And then, of course, I'm on Fire. Everybody knows that song and loves it, and it's still awesome. When he plays it, it's like just...
Or I'm on Fire, or just Fire.
Oh, Fire.
Yeah, that one.
There's
we
another song
love
called
that
I'm on
one.
Fire. Ooh,
that's the one I'm talking about.
That one's awesome, yeah.
That's what I said. I'm on Fire.
Oh, I know. I thought you maybe mixed them up.
Because I'm stupid.
No.
I
You're
meant-
just because you're not the Springsteen fan that I happen to be. Thank you.
I know I'm on Fire. Everybody knows that song. It's probably that and
But even his
Born to
lyrics.
Run and are probably some of the most famous ones. Even on I Love My Hometown. Even on his new album.
So you can't have a favorite one, is what you're saying.
No, it's hard.
Yeah, it's
Even
hard.
on his new album, there are songs on that I love.
Yeah.
If I was the sinner and you were the priest.
Yeah.
No, I know I said that wrong, but I'll belt that. I had that in the
Priest.
shower jamming the other day.
So
He's
all
so
I'm saying is
good.
this: don't stop being who you are. Don't stop doing what you do. And by the way, I think at one point Springsteen. I kind of got this at the concert. Springsteen isn't performing for us.
Mm-mm.
I think
Yeah.
at one point he can't walk off that stage without draining his battery
Yeah.
to zero.
Yeah, because he loves it.
Yeah, but he loves it, and that's how I feel about stand-up.
Mhm.
I love stand-up so much. I want it to be like, even if we did the show, this Netflix is a Joke festival, and I wasn't happy with, because it was a nightmare on top of nightmare how it all came down.
Mhm.
But the show itself, this girl got up and with a dead cold audience and killed him
Where?
and set him up at the Netflix is a Joke thing.
Oh.
And we did it. It was fine. But whether it's 2,500 people or 25 people, I'm doing the same show because of Springsteen. And because I went to that concert, we filmed the special.
Mhm.
I wanted to make sure that you got to give it 100%. So whatever you do, people, again, a garbage band to you playing arenas, whatever you do, give it 100% and know that what you do is not just a job. It's actually doing something. Figure out what your job is so you can inspire yourself. Because sometimes I think you have to.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's times when you're down, like where you have to take a minute and go, all right, this is what I do. I've been doing for, you have to find a way to get through the times that don't feel as inspired.
Yes.
And no one else is going to do it.
Here's the other thing that's inspiring, and this kind of relates to both of you, is that Bruce Springsteen, he's like, for lack of a better phrase, he takes like a blue collar type approach to being an artist.
To work, yeah.
He works it. He's
pouring
passionate
concrete with a guitar.
Exactly. Totally.
There you go.
He also doesn't do press conferences. He had turned down the Super Bowl gig over and over and over, the halftime show. He took it finally in 2009. He, a few days before the game, gave a rare press conference at which he just simply promised a 12-minute party. It has been reported that this press conference was Springsteen's first in over 25 years. So he doesn't do
Press. But he'll do Colbert. Like he's great when he goes on.
With them,
He's great when he goes on Colbert. I think he did Jon Stewart years ago on the Daily Show. There is, I think he has to feel quite comfortable, because. By the way, this goes back to the blue collar thing. I think there's part of him that doesn't like he understands it, and he's doing a lot more social media on this tour. I think there's part of him that, because look, promotion it's just bullshit. You're just
it feels
people.
inauthentic.
Yeah,
right.
right.
He's
It's not
just
right. Exactly. Yeah. He's like, what I don't want to do. I don't want to go tell him I'm good. Why don't you just come to the show?
Yeah.
I'm good.
He played, his song was the opener for Obama's inauguration, which was attended by over 400,000
What was that
people. He played, I thought he did Working on a Dream with Patti Scalfa. The Rising. He did both. So apparently he played throughout Obama's campaign in 2008 doing acoustic solo performances.
He toured with him. Yeah, he kind of toured with him. Yes.
Culminating with a November 2nd rally at which he debuted the song Working on a Dream, which was dedicated to Federici. He then, following his victory, the song The Rising was the first song played over the loudspeakers after his victory speech. And then he did The Rising again with an all-female choir. I just wanted to say over 400,000 people at that inauguration. Instead of the monkeys with cymbals and the girls on the jogging ponies and 12,000 people.
Again, that was so weird. It's like Obama's inauguration was this insane. We've never seen a concert like that.
Cultural moment.
Like worldwide.
Yeah,
We've never seen a
big
concert.
cultural
And then
moment.
I remember when Trump had there was $110 million spent on it. There was one lady who got $25 million, the organizer, and got nothing, got none. Stephanie Grisham. And there was marching bands, empty stands.
Kid Rock probably.
Kid Rock didn't. I don't think Kid Rock did. Kid Rock play?
No.
Some shitty. Ted Nugent. Somebody's fucking. Speaking of shitty ass artists.
Can you imagine being okay? Hey, by the way, our guy just got elected president. Can you play at the thing? No.
So
Yeah,
tell-
right.
You understand the nose he got?
Here's the cool thing too. So tell what Nils said. We saw Nils. We were with him before this last Forum LA show, and he said, "You said what's the opening song?" And he said,
I don't know.
"I don't know."
Like we're like 20. Not even that. We're 20
We're
minutes
very
from
close.
showtime. And I go, "What are you guys opening with?" He goes, "He goes. I don't know, Chris. I don't know yet." He just goes, "We're doing this."
He told him to learn how many songs?
Extra. So they have their catalog that they learn for the tour,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Here's Bruce Springsteen gives them the set, and then he goes, here's 30 more. Can you learn these two just in case? Because in the middle of it, they played Sherry Darling. He grabbed
it's
a
all
thing.
audibles or people hold signs, and he takes their
Sherry
signs.
Darling. So and he played Sherry Darling out of the blue, just out of the audience.
So he'll show the band, and then
Morello, he hadn't been playing 41 shots. Came and played 41 shots with Morello. So this band, so it's not just Springsteen. Springsteen is an old school band leader. Like I've never seen anybody run something like he runs it. And there's a point where he's walking around, he's going boom, boom, and every time he moves his arms, the band boom, and Max Weinberg is stunning. Like you can just go down the entire list of musicians and there's just nothing like it. There's nothing like it. And he's 72 years old, Bruce. As I said in the Armageddon update, are you gonna give us a break? Do me a favor, get more tickets. You know,
right?
But even if you're not high, just check in rehab, just so we all feel a little bit. Well, there you go. Right. See, sure, he's perfect, and he took the
relatable and not relatable.
He's the Ryan Reynolds of rock and roll. That's what he is.
The thing about him that they can just open up with like a huge catalog of songs, right? You know, you just did your 10th, right? It's as if you toured all the time with all your material.
And at any moment,
you'd be like, maybe I'm going to open with a Love is Evil joke. Maybe I'm going to open with,
Someone could just yell out, "Are the children?" All right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Exactly.
We tried to do Norman Rockwell. By the way, here's how
this is funny.
So I had a club owner go, "Hey man, people have requested this show all the time. Will you come back and do Love is Evil?" I said, "I'll do it one night."
Oh.
Well, then as the gig got closer, I was like, I don't fucking know the show. So I sat there and I watched it, and then I rehearsed it a little bit. I still didn't really nail it. I did it. It went fine. But comedy doesn't work like that.
It's not the same. Yeah.
When you drop, when he drops into Badlands and people are getting their little fists ready to pump. Badlands.
Yeah.
People don't do that for Arm the Children. They're not going to, there's nobody, even Carlin's best bit. If you hear it twice, you're like, that's a great bit.
Yeah.
What else you got?
It hits differently. There's some overlap for sure, but it's a different part of your heart and brain.
I think the only guy that does it and makes it work is Bert Kreischer. The Machine.
Oh,
he does this story. Yeah. He does this story of The Machine. They did the movie about, and he does it. I think he's the one guy that story is so iconic in his catalog that he's like, I'm going to do the Machine story again.
Yeah.
And he does it. And people want to hear it again.
Yeah.
Do you know his youngest son is a firefighter in Jersey City?
Yes. I saw pictures of him.
Of course he is.
Springsteen's son,
right?
not
Oh,
Kreischer's.
good. Oh, so you're all trying to change the world too. That's so nice. Little Stevie said that Springsteen is the only guy I know, maybe the only guy I know at all who's never done drugs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's spoken about struggles with depression, which he began to address in his 30s after years of denial.
But imagine, so he started in the early 70s, right? Mm-hmm. He was already playing guitar, but he started getting some notoriety. He was on the cover of Time magazine. And
That's when he got busted for his taxes.
But to watch all his manager got him busted for it. It wasn't him.
They said it was the cover that got him attention put on him.
Well, so here's what happened. So he was in this era where the 60s and he was growing up. So he saw a lot of his contemporaries die, get addicted, ruin their careers. And so I bet there was a point when he was like, man, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
You know,
there's a lot of well-known artists from the late 60s and early 70s that you were like, they're definitely doing drugs. And they weren't. Like Frank Zappa was a militant about don't do any drugs.
Very brilliant dude.
The guys from Jethro Tull, they weren't. And you would think like, wow, that's
just by the facial hair.
Exactly. Just by
he says he believes in Jesus. He said, I have a personal relationship with Jesus. I believe in his power to save and love, but not to damn.
That's why he kind of turns it. It's a revival at one point. At one point, you're at a Springsteen
It really
show.
is.
At one point, you're like, I'm amped up, and I don't know why.
Prince used to do that too. There's that one song that he closes the show with that you play a lot, where he's doing an altar call, basically.
Anastasia. Yeah.
It's crazy.
But the difference between Bruce and Prince, and Bruce, I'm trying to think of any other artist that is like not his talent and him being such an icon is not based on anything like eccentric or anything totally just like he's kind of weird or whatever. He's just like a journeyman.
There's no Bowie.
Strong.
There's no extra. There's no extra. He just works his ass off.
Yes, he works his ass off.
He's a blue collar worker.
Yeah.
There's a story, and I remember reading it in Rolling Stone. It was a story that it was in the 80s. Springsteen was hitting, Born in the USA was hitting, Purple Rain was hitting, and Springsteen was just walking around Times Square. Just hit him and some guy friends were just walking around Times Square. And they ran across, it wasn't Prince walking, they were like somewhere, and Prince was getting in the car, and Prince saw Bruce Springsteen and was like, how do you just walk around? I don't make it a big deal. He never makes it a thing.
Yeah.
He's also not walking around in 4-inch heels and a purple suit.
Right.
I think that
with like an army of like ladies
with spangles and stuff,
and smoke behind him.
Yeah, he wasn't bedazzled. People don't even know it's Springsteen. Every once in a while you see on his feed, they'll be just like he's at a gas station and he's hey, Springsteen was at this gas station. I take a picture of Springsteen, and Springsteen's just like,
you guys should come and see us Saturday.
Let me wrap this up.
The 11th.
Do not stop. You can be 72. You can be 80 and keep going. George Burns on the Tonight Show was still funny as shit.
Yeah, sure.
Do me a favor, guys. Your life will last longer. You will be better. You will be more loved. You'll be more respected, and you make more money if you're just a hardworking person who's not an asshole. There you go.
May 11th. Memorial Theater in Mount Vernon, Ohio. Still some tickets left. May 22nd, coming up, San Jose Improv. One night, one show.
One night,
only.
one show, guys. We're only doing one night, one show, and we're going to keep going on. We're doing a tour. So
then let me just give you an idea quickly without dates. You can go to ChristopherTitus.com and check the dates. But June, we are going to be in Dayton, Cincinnati, Toledo, Des Moines, Kansas City, Phoenix, Arizona, and Tempe, Arizona, and then Omaha, Nebraska.
Woohoo! I'll be breaking in all new material. I don't know what it's quite going to be yet. I know the vague area. And now it's time for Highlanders Fun Facts. Highlanders Fun Facts. It's Highlanders Fun Facts.
Yeah. Keep going. Do not stop. That is the takeaway for today.
Right.
Don't stop and keep going like this chicken I'm about to tell you about.
What the fuck? That's the most fucking... Don't stop. Keep going, man. Keep your nose to the grindstone. Now I'm going to talk about a chicken. What? Okay.
A chicken once lived for 18 months without a head.
That's not true.
Mike.
That's no
Mike,
way. That's
the chicken's
like some Frankenstein chicken.
Wait, Mike is the name of the chicken?
Look, this is what it says.
By the way, a chicken have a head, Mike. You
When's
guys
the
get
last time you had a chicken named Mike?
or Larry, what was the other name? The chicken's incredible feat was recorded back in the 1940s. Okay, now I'm questioning this because there was no way to record anything. Okay.
It's good that you vetted this out.
He survived as
Is this from QAnon? Trump had this chicken 2024.
It's from the BBC.
Wow.
Okay. He survived as his jugular vein.
I like that we buy it. It's from the BBC.
Yep. Most of his brainstem were left mostly intact, ensuring just enough brain function remained for survival. In the majority of cases, a headless chicken dies in a matter of minutes. Yeah, but minutes still. That's long. See, just like your Noah's Ark house in the valley, the animals without limbs and heads can still live. So you're fine.
I'm not a hippie. I just don't believe in killing living beings.
So wait, the whole head of the chicken wasn't gone. Just enough of the lower brain and the heart and lungs.
Just like a wire was like.
Okay.
So
question.
It was just missing eyes. How did he?
How long did it live?
18 months, over a year.
How did you feed it?
Other heads. I mean,
how do you feed it? Did you just put a funnel in its neck and just pour
jam some stuff down the neck? It's fine.
Just get like an oil, like a oil funnel.
Put the eggs back in.
I'm not sure about this. RFK.
I'm going to call
this
bullshit
is so similar.
On this fun fact.
RFK Jr. has now said doctors found a dead worm in his brain. He says this was several years ago, but that the parasite ate part of his brain and then died.
We called that, didn't we? Say
now. Can I say this? I saw this today, and I have to be honest. You're running for president. You want to be president of the United States. So he's not doing well on the polls. In fact, he's dropped. So his team got together and was like, hey, man, tell him about the worm in your brain story. That'll bring your numbers up.
And what's with the losing brain matter with the Kennedys? Jesus.
No, they said it ate part of his brain. He had problems. And then the doctor said it died. So you have a worm that ate part of your brain and died in your brain. I have to say that I can't look that. I don't think Trump's ever said I had a worm in my brain. He says, I have a good brain.
will now,
I have a
though.
good,
I had a worm too.
Yeah.
I have
It
two
was
worms.
bigger.
Beautiful
It was
brain.
bigger.
this was the best
the most
worm.
beautiful.
Nobody's seen
Everybody's
a worm.
saying
This
the
worm,
likes of which.
my worm, it was longer. It was bigger. I have a giant worm. It's not like a mushroom. What?
You know he wants to say that.
Can you imagine sitting there right now in court, looking at her talk about his he's like the woman he cheated on his
The
wife
thing
with?
he's lied about all these years, and everybody's stories are matching up. It's
Yeah,
very
except for his.
interesting.
Except for his.
Oh no, he's not going to testify. We don't know.
I want to do a segment, by the way, this day in history. 4 years ago today. They keep saying 4 years ago today.
It's good that you both planned out your segments.
All right, I'll do it. Next week, we're going to do 4. By the way, as we close election, every week we're going to do a new segment starting next week. Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? We're gonna call exactly the day what was going on 4 years ago to see if we're better off. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Please do me a favor. Subscribe at Christopher Titus TV on YouTube, and then go to ChristopherTitus.com. We have a new website going up. Go check it out. We'd like to hear comments on it. Go to the contact page. I do see those. I do answer those. Please come see us on the road. I'm breaking in the new show. I wrote my opening joke.
And Groucho usually helps with merch.
Groucho will definitely be on the merch table. You got anything you want to promote?
Oh, your namesake Titus is coming to see you too. The one that high-fived me.
Oh, the
one I really wanted to steal. You showed a
Does
picture
that come to
of him.
Ohio? The big dog? Oh, that dog's awesome.
Titus.
All right.
The Bernedoodle.
They named Bernedoodle named Titus.
He is the cutest. He's the cutest dog I've ever seen.
My God. You just abused our dog. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
Look at me, the moon.
Wait. Hold on.
All right.
I don't think that we should wait until next week to start 4 years ago today, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that 4 years ago today, something awesome was happening.
Yeah,
and
yeah. It was.
so-
We were winning. We were making
why I'm
America
tired
great.
of winning.
So here it is. 4 years ago today, Mike Pence caught on hot mic delivering empty boxes of PPE for a PR stunt. Do you remember this? When they were like, "We've got Trump's all good." By the way, and Jared Kushner had sold it to China.
No, the problem
Sent
is
it to China.
we don't remember this. That's
Yeah,
the fucking problem.
So
Because there's
Mike-
a million things.
Mike Pence, the Christian, the good guy, the guy who finally said, "I'm never going to work with this guy again. He sucks," was whoring empty boxes saying, "We
Fraud.
have plenty of protection."
PPE meaning to
Are-
protect the frontline workers that
Right.
were trying to save people's lives when people didn't have enough sense to save their own.
Yeah.
Those people we were screwing
So the
over.
Trump administration faked PPE. And that's 4 years ago today. I'm Christopher Titus. From myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
Not gonna be the only one.
We had to go back to Trump.
See?
We were happy with Springsteen.
4 years ago today.
I was inspired and now I'm mad.
We're just going to do 4 years ago today. That's all.